Go live. All right, we're live. Hello, guys. Hello, hello, as my friend Giraffes always says.
Hello, hello. How you doing, buddy?
And great. Actually, life is pretty good. I just got a new car today. Actually, I went to
Oh,
pick it up to the dealership, so I just did that. I'm pretty happy about that, man. Like, it's first time in my life that I get a brand new car, like 0 kilometers, and I'm very excited. Yeah, like man, like used cars have given me so much fucking trouble in my life. I'm just tired of that. Like you get a car and then you end up paying a few $1,000s just fixing shit because you got it like maybe it was like 6 or 8 years old or something like that. So I was like, man, I need to finally just I have the money. It's not like I'm like super rich, but I can do it. I can afford it. So why not? Just fuck it.
yeah. Well, I had a flat tire with my bicycle today, so I think that's like kind of the same story.
Started following you on Instagram. Actually, man, you have so many good videos with like the goats and shit like that, man. It looks like
Yeah.
so much fun.
It's great, man. That's great. Especially, like spring and summer, it's amazing.
Yeah, we couldn't be like more. Our lives couldn't be like more of the on the opposite side of the spectrum, right? Like, man, it's so
It's true.
different, man. Like, yeah,
It's true. It's true.
I'm pretty much kind of a party animal. I like electronic music festivals and like
Girls,
the
a lot of
city
girls, a lot of
girls,
girls.
yeah,
Yes.
the city nightlife, and you're like just chilling with all of your partner and all of that. It's pretty cool, man. It's just so completely
Yeah.
different from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So people in the chat, hello guys, thank you for joining us. Yeah, thank you. The GG sponsorship is been great for me. Like it's opened a lot of doors for me, and yeah, it also increased overnight my social media exposure. Um, they had it set up. I know not if it's changed, but they had it set up that if you click on my avatar on GG, it will send you directly to
Goes
my
to
Instagram. Yeah, which
yeah.
is crazy. So that was pretty good. I'm very happy about that. It's working very well for me, and also run well. Had a few nice runs recently. I did very well in the cage, the live cage in Costa Rica.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's a really nice tournament. Like it's a cash game tournament sort of thing. I enjoyed it a lot. I think for me is very good because I'm not only a cash game players. I'm not only a tournament. So I play live cash and I play tournaments. So for me, it was very natural to adjust to this like combined setup. I did quite well. I entered for 10K and cash for 25K, so it's 15K win in a couple
Yeah.
days. Not bad. Um, yeah, so let's see some hands for today, guys. We have a specific topic. We will be reviewing three bet pots, a bunch of them. I have a lot of them. I know we will be able to go through all of the hands that I have marked. Hopefully, we can. Let me know if you can, watch table, hear me and giraffe, and all is good. It seems like it because you're, active on the chat. But let's see. And yeah, we'll be discussing some three bet pots for this year and some recent hands. See what my friend Giraffe thinks about a lot of some of these spots. Hopefully, we're gonna have some fun and learn something. Let's see the chat. Ready for more great insight from you too. Thank you, Herbert. Should I check calling down a lot of my draws in my microstake tournament because they will often never fold their top pair or junk? Um, too broad of a question, I wish poker was so simple to simplify, but just check calling all of your draws because people don't fold top pairs is it's a bit of a stretch. You just can't generalize as much. Um,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So let's get started. First hand. Okay. Also, some of these are like from the early this year, and some of these are like not my best spots. But it's the cool thing. Like even if I fuck up heavily, I'm trying to learn as well as you guys, and just pick on giraffe brain. So see what happens here. Um, you always leave it here, or just shove sometimes with the jacks.
No, always induce here. Yeah.
Okay, nice. He calls. Not ideal flop. Um, I bet. What do you think?
Yeah, it's good. I think. Do you ever use like 10% sizing or no? Or not out of position?
Because yeah, but maybe something that I should start using more. I think in position is really good, um, especially in 4-bet pots actually, like the 10%,
Yeah.
15% in 4-bet pots. I'm not so sure about 3-bet pots and out of position though. I think the sizing is good. What do we do if we get shoved down here?
Oh, we just fold. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I think like here we have so many ace X, we don't have to worry. You know, we just
Yeah,
fold
from the small
everything.
blind, our
Yeah.
range has super ace heavy. Yeah, super ace
Yeah.
heavy, and the in position all in shops tend to be just top pair here a lot as well.
Yeah. I mean, they could have like king queen of hearts or something, but they like calling with that in position most of the time. So I mean, we could call with king queen hearts, of course, when we get jammed on, but or king
Could
jack or
be
something.
like 10-9 of diamonds, something like that sometimes as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, more often than not, it's gonna be just ace X and yeah.
Yeah. But actually, I would say like in game, you really don't get jammed on that much here
Yeah,
anyway. So
yeah.
that's why like betting like range is pretty good here because you don't really lose that much EV by betting hands like this. So
Yeah,
betting
that's a
range.
very good pointer. You know, if you look at the GTO simulations, they assume your opponents are nuts. Like people
Yeah.
are not even close as aggressive as the solver, and so we can get away with betting. You know, especially small sizing so frequently because we're not getting raised off our equity near as close as frequently as the solver would.
Yeah.
Right. So he calls turn 8. And now is what I'm like completely lost here. Like the 8 is not there, not good at all. He definitely is more in his range than ours, right? He's gonna be calling like 8-9 suited and shit like that pre-flop. Um, so I don't think we can bet anymore. Just checking, guess. I guess. Okay, I think we can check range or maybe some specific bluffs that we wanna like continue barreling here. But for the most part, we can check aces here. Just let him bluff sometimes. We have less than one pot size bet. We can always open shove the river a lot. So I'm checking here. And
I would still jam like ace king, ace queen, and the high heart draws, I think.
yeah,
And then check like weaker aces to call, check call, and then we can just check fold hands like this
yeah,
or other stuff.
yeah, love that exactly. I check, he checks back. Now I think that he actually is not really incentivized to bet an ace as much because we have less than pot. So he's gonna bet sometimes. I guess it's still his stronger ace X, but he's also gonna be checking back a lot and then just like bluff catch. Maybe let us bluff, with some king queen or whatever, and just bluff catches on the river. Or what do you think about his checking back here?
Yeah, so in GTO, I think like here he doesn't really have a small sizing. It's just like jam or check and all checking, like you said. And what I do in his spot is I min bet because it's hilarious. And so I min bet, and then let's say I have like ace deuce, right? I min bet, and then I min bet again on the river, and it's hilarious, right? And then if I have like
It's a great play to do with aces, man.
yeah,
Min bet,
yeah,
min
so I
bet.
do it like so I do it with range, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm okay on the river. I'm you can exploit me, but the problem is like when people check on these turns. I mean, like this board is a little bit different, but like a lot of the time when they see bet the flop and a turn is a brick, like in GTO, like they're supposed to mix like betting and checking with like a mix of like very strong hands and very
Sorry, man.
weak hands.
Your camera is frozen in a very funny frame.
Yeah. So so like I just min bet and then like
It's better
they're
now.
fucked because they're fucked. So like it's they can't really like re-exploit you because I'm already exploiting them because their checking range on the turn is very bad, right? It's really like they're fucked, right? So I just min bet. I tell them I know your range is fucked and they can't really do anything. And I'm doing it with range, so it's not that easy to exploit unless they start checking like really strong hands, which I haven't really seen
I
that
love that
much.
actually. That min bet, it sounds great, man. Yeah.
Well, I also
Yeah.
do min bet jam a lot. Not on ace high boards, but like on other boards, I do min bet and then just rip it, like even if it's 2x pot, because I'm completely uncapped and they're so capped, it's hilarious. And like I can do it with value. I can go like super thin with value even, and also like all my bluffs. And it's been working like really, really well. And it's always a spot where I look forward to doing it. Like, you know, where like I know I can do it, and I know people can't really exploit me. So it's really, really funny,
Love that.
and it works. Yeah.
I'm definitely check calling tiny bets here with the jacks because we still have outs to make a full house, and, you know,
Yeah.
and whatever. So if we check and he makes like 10% pot, we can still check call, I guess, like, you know, 2 or 3 big blinds. More
Yeah.
than that, and, you know, bigger than that, we can just, you know, just fold. And so we check, he checks back, and now this river is like,
It's the worst. Yeah.
yeah,
So like
exactly.
you could turn your
Yeah.
hand into a bluff, but like
I would if I had a jack of hearts or 10
yeah,
with a 10 of
maybe.
hearts, any heart.
Yeah.
I'm going for it, you know. If I had something like king jack with a heart as well, you know, king 10 with a heart, I'm fucking going for it. But this hand is like, ah, man, it feels like so bad now. So I decided to just check back here and just check and give up. And he shows up with kings.
Yeah, that's nice.
Nice, yeah.
You lost
The minimum.
minimum.
Yeah, I felt so good about this one. Like,
That's why you never slow play. That's why you
Ex-
never slow play kings.
Exactly,
You know?
man. Like on the flop, I was like, shit, man. Like, oh, come on, ace high flop again. And now I'm like, oh yeah, take that, motherfucker. Nice slow play.
Yeah.
All right, so that one worked out pretty well. See this one. Oh man, this one was actually we
ICM?
were. Yeah, I threw it. I click it.
Oh yeah. I like it. I mean, I don't really do it, but I see people do it, and it's I like it. I still go like 4.5 and still fold to jam. But I like this one too. I think it's hilarious because I think they should actually have like a click back range again, so like they uncap themselves, or you know, like actually like fold like ace 5 and shit like that, which
yeah,
is
but
very
no
hard
one
to
does
do.
it. No one is clicking back here ever. Like.
No.
Yeah, so it works well. The guy was a recreational player. I remember this hand.
Yeah.
And he was pretty bad. So, yeah, and he skulls, and then I go for the tiny bet, and he just check folds, which is amazing. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it feels weird, but it works. You know, it works. See this one. So we're pretty deep. Oh, okay. I decided to squeeze here. Oh, yeah, the bottom is super shallow. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, yeah, this one is totally fine. Just get it in and win against King Jack. That's so insane. Like, how can he have that there? Okay, I think my bet size is small. Should be bigger. Should be way bigger. But I think we are very deep in the tournament. Like, look around. Like, everybody's super shallow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
think
we're
this is probably the one for the ACR, the Trident thing. No, is it that one? Or no? Okay.
But yeah, it's I think it's a satellite or something like that because it's probably something like that. But yeah,
whatever. Let's look at the hand. Yeah,
small. Take it. Here on these pair boards, I feel like out of position I got a bit bigger. I think this is a small bet, but at the same time, like if I have really big pair, we're very protected. But our range here has like 10s plus, and I feel like those 10s and jacks at least will need more protection, and also we want to get more value out of the hand. So I think it's a small size is actually a mistake in this board.
Interesting. Yeah. Like I've been using like big sizes on these like low pair boards and single race spots, but not really. Well, like when like let's say I open middle position and button flats, right? I just pot it a bunch of times, because you know I have aces, they don't, and then I just like try and balance my range that way.
That's what I think. Yeah, I think we actually because we have exactly aces and kings so much, and he really doesn't. Like we just want to get as many chips as possible, and then on the flop, right? Even if we sometimes we have aces, we induce him to call with a king queen, whatever, queen jack, and then he makes a pair sometimes, and so we stack him. But all in all, like what we're trying to do is to get the maximum right here, right now. when we have so much range advantage and before the board changes. And if he has like 8s, 9s, 10s, jacks, queens, whatever, he's not folding any board, any of those hands on the flop. And then if the turn is good, we could just shove, and he's gonna be forced to call a bunch of shit. And then we can also shove the turn with spades and clubs when the turn the clubs. So I think this one is a mistake to bet this tiny. He still folded, but yeah, I think this one was a mistake. You see some questions here on the chat. Congratulations to Jonathan Little. Yeah, he had a very nice second place in a 10K. Very nice score. Also, Justin Saliba. I think he got like 7 or 6 also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brock also got like 4th or something.
Nice, man. The team is absolutely destroying. So good to see
that.
Yeah,
I'm always taking full credit, you know. Like I always assume they watch all the videos and yeah, they learn so much from me, you know.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely. All right. This one was actually a misclick.
Okay. Okay, let's go again.
This one was actually a misclick. Like queen 4 suited. Like, come on. Now I remember what this tournament is. This one was the it was a satellite actually, and everybody was sitting out, and so I had like 3 people on the table. But yeah, this one was definitely a misclick with the queen 4. But we of course flops the nut, right? Like, why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
C-bet small, I guess is fine. Calls. Yeah. And now he dunk bets.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Click.
I raised too big, man. Too big. But we are super deep. Like, we have like 200 bits. I'm trying to get his
I know.
Right?
I know. I think, of course it's fine, right? Because like, I mean, you know, when you raise big here, I don't think you're repping that much, which is fine because he's also not repping, like he's not repping anything, right? So like, but I still like clicking because then, you know, you can overbet the river.
In their face. Yeah, like click and they feel insulted. Then they click it back or do something crazy. Yeah. just mind tricks, you know? Oh man, this big
When's the second one, man?
Man, December. It's gonna be dropping December this year. Finally,
Christmas gifts.
Exactly.
Christmas gifts.
Take note, guys. That's gonna be your Christmas gift. You know, Modern Poker Theory 2, the tournament.
Yeah.
Got it. So yeah, I was so excited when he dunks. I'm like, I'm getting 200 big blinds here. Let's go. But motherfucker folded. So
yeah. Just like you know, when they don't rep anything, I think like it's always good to tell them that like, you know that they're not repping.
I know
anything.
You have shit. Yeah.
And just clicking it is so good in those spots. You know, when they fuck up, just click it, and they either go like too wide for value, or they just like you say, like they just punt it off randomly. You know, like he has like, I don't know, the 10 of spades or something, and he just punts it off, right? Like completely dead.
Sometimes it's exactly, if he could have something like 9-10 with a spade, whatever, you know, pocket 10s with a spade, and then he just goes ballistic. He just, you know, races back and he just shoves the river for infinite, and we just snap it off. So yeah, you're totally right, man. This is where I sometimes fail, you know, with, you know, playing with the psychology of you know, of the randoms. you're the best at that, man.
I'm the best.
Absolutely. Kyo says,
sizes.
Can you talk about the three-bet? Yeah, sizing differences, deeper versus more shallow. Yeah. So basically, the deeper you are, the more implied odds your opponent is going to have to call you with a speculative hand and then flop something good against you. So against, you know, when you're deeper, you want to be using bigger bet sizes, larger bet sizes, because you want to give your opponents worse implied odds to outdraw you with a, you know, a weaker hand. And when you're out of position, you also want to use bigger sizes than when you are in position, because you force your opponent to fold more hands, so you see less flops. Playing out of position is a huge disadvantage in poker, right? So when you're out of position, you want to use bigger bet sizes, so you force your opponents out of the pot and more frequently. And then also, once you get called, you're playing with a lower stack to pot ratio, right? So that diminishes your opponent advantage, your opponent's positional advantage, because you're playing a shallower stack depth when you use bigger bet sizes when you're out of position. Okay. see next hand. Yeah, this is the same tournament. So again, just tearing this guy with ace 8 off. This is a hand. Okay, this is a very good example of a hand that I don't want to 3-bet with this stack depth ever in normal circumstances, right? But here I'm playing, and there are only two active players at the table, so we're effectively playing a 300 table with bunch of that money, and this guy is an absolute random, and so I'm just 3-betting him insanely wide and just going ballistic against this guy, right? Now the queen 4, that one was actually a misclick, but this one is not. Like definitely this is something that you wouldn't see if I was playing a normal tournament with these stack sizes. Ace 8 offsuit is a terrible hand to 3-bet here with this stack depths, because you are going to be playing a lot of post-flop poker, and these offsuit high and low cards play very, very poorly post-flop, especially in 3-bet pots. So I wouldn't ever be considering a hand like this unless, we're shallower stack size or something like that. So calls, nice flop, putting a small bet, and he just folds. I could have also checked back with the ace of hearts. I think it's probably fine. It's better to check back and just let him bluff some stuff. I think this bet is bad. Yeah, I should just check back.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's fine, man. Don't worry. I think it's okay.
Yeah, but could have been.
I think you can just bet range, whatever.
I can just bet range, but I figure with the 8 of hearts, it seems like perfect. Check back hand there. If you mean click back range balance feels too easy to people. No, well, you know what? Actually, to balance out those misclicks, sometimes I will do it with aces, just aces, or something like that. So sometimes
he's asking more about like my when people like donk in a spot where they should never donk, and I click it. Like, do I do it with like value and bluffs? In that sense, yeah.
That's exactly. Everything bluffs and value. Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, you can always like, if you think like, oh, he's doing it with like he's trying to price himself in with like a draw or something. Then what you do is you click bluffs, and you go bigger with value. Like you want to make him pay, when you actually have something. But when you don't have anything, you just click it, and then when all the draws miss on the river, he checks and you min bet, and it's hilarious, But like, it's hard to recognize these spots like in game. So in general, like, it's always important like to learn what card is better for your range and what card is better for the other guy's range. And most of the time, when they donk or when they bet a certain size on a certain card where it doesn't make any sense, it's like it's like a sign for you to like, okay, now I don't have to be balanced anymore, because like they made a mistake first. They cannot balance their leading range, or they cannot balance their donking range, or they cannot balance the size.
A branch of the game tree that shouldn't even be taken ever. So the ranges are completely fucked. Like, it's like the range is empty, and so you have like you have free room to do whatever you want because they're taking a path that shouldn't exist at all.
Yeah. So that's those spots you can just go whatever you think they have. Most likely is probably what they have, and you just play your hand against that hand. But you go like. You also think about the future street, right? So like it's important to always think about the future street. So like when they donk on the turn in the spot where they shouldn't donk, you can just raise a lot, because if they do it like super thin for value, or if they do it with a bluff, or they do it with a draw, it always works out unless they start ripping in your face, which nobody really does, right? Like that's another thing. Like, people do not like deny you equity enough, so you can always like count that in. Like, people are not going to deny you equity, so you can actually raise like very thin as well, because they're not going to rip it in your face, or they're not going to raise your draw, like they're not going to get you off your draw that much. So you can always take that line.
Exactly. Like this example, for example, we can know that depending if he does something like clicking it back here after just calling the small bet on the flop, and then donking here, and then re-raising, we know for sure that this guy has nothing. Like, best thing he could possibly have is like pocket tens with a spade, And so against that range, what we want to do, because we have the queen four spades, we're not worried or concerned about being outdrawn or anything, or his hand improving or nothing at all. So we know he's bluffing. He has no outs, no equity. So what we should do once he bets small like this is, as Giraffe said, click it back and he re-raises us, we just call, and we let him, hopefully go ballistic on the river, right? So we adjust because we can almost pin down what his range is. It's like an empty range with just, couple combos that he's gonna be doing this with. So that's how you can go so much high, like deep max exploitation here. There's a question from SM something. I don't know. Shaking my head. I don't know exactly what that means. But guys, what is the best BPP frequency? It starts in bottom cut of hijack. Man, for those questions, I think it's easier. It's better if you just find out any of the ranges, GTO ranges. Like there are charts everywhere online. You can just Google that or find charts, even in my book, stuff like that. So the type of questions I'm not gonna get into much detail because it's something that you can just find easily if you just do some Google searching. Okay.
Yeah, so capped means that they can't really have a bunch of the strongest hands available, right? So it happens a lot in poker, like one guy is uncapped and the other guy is capped. And that's how like the sizes are decided in GTO, the frequencies are decided, all that stuff. So yeah, uncapped means that they can have the nuts, like basically. Uncapped means that they can have the nuts, and when they're capped, it means that they cannot have the nuts, or like, very low frequency.
Exactly. A very good example here is this flop bet, for example, right? We're betting tiny, 3 big blinds into 8, and we have like infinite stack sizes. So chances are, if he actually had like, ace X of spades, he's check raising this board, like, almost every single time, pretty much. And so when he just calls this small bet on the turn, he's just, he's capping himself. He's saying, oh, okay, I don't have the nuts anymore in my range. So we can play accordingly because we know that he pretty much doesn't. Right, so that's pretty much he, by calling here just this bet, he's capping himself. So his range is capped. He's missing the top end of the strongest hands in his range pretty much. All right, see you next hand. Shit. This one, okay. Ace 10, how deep are we? Okay, retrieve it. Okay, small bet.
Yep.
Yeah, it works. What do you think here?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I think like I only use like 10% sizing on a ace, king, queen, and jack. I still bet like bigger most of the time. Yeah,
it's nice. Again, calls. Yeah, this is terrible board for our hand, but for our range, it's quite good, right? At this stack size, he's still gonna have like a bunch of the small pocket pairs that always call in position, and some suited connectors that like let's say like the 7-8 of spades, for example, hands like that, he just can't continue. So a tiny bet here, I bet like 20% pot or 20 something, and it works really well, I think. A lot of I'm just targeting his out of faults when I use this bet size. Or what do you think?
yeah. Like I think it's good. Like again, like we talked about before a little bit, is like if you look at the GTO in these like 3-bet pots, right? The reality is very, very, very far away. Like it's not like even at the high stakes, these spots are not getting played as close to GTO. Like at the high stakes, like single raise pots, they are very close to GTO in a lot of situations. 3-bet pots, never, because we can look up a couple in the solver. Like a couple spots in the solver, and like in general, when you bet small here on a board like this, I feel like he has to start raising like so much. On a board like this, I feel like he can probably like get it in here with a jack. That's how it's 40 big blinds, whatever. Like, and it just never happens.
Second pair is great in a 3-bet pot, GTO wise.
Yeah. So like it's just not like, so you don't have to play a GTO approach even when you're the aggressor, right? Because like it's easier to play closer to GTO as the aggressor, right? Because most of the time it's just you bet small and it's fine, like it's never really bad. But it's even better if you think about like they're never raising you off your equity. So you can bet like higher equity hands that are normally like maybe like or checked or even just ripped on the flop, just to not be in that spot. And it's something to think about like at a high level. But I would say like even at lower stakes, like in 3-bet pots in general, I would say like when you're a 3-better, whether you're in position or out of position, just double barreling, small sizing is going to be profitable. Like I can't see how it's not profitable. Like I think like people are so far away from, attacking your double C bet range small that you can just do it with anything you have. Second pair, like just randomly, like in
Anything
general, it's yeah.
semi-decent you have,
Yeah,
yeah.
everything is good. Like complete air, whatever you have. The only things that I would maybe like be a little bit more careful about is like when you're in position and you have like a good draw, but the guy might still have the better draw and he might jam the turn or something. Those are the ones you want to check back because you don't want to get, you don't want to bet like, 5 big blinds into a 15 big blind pot with like 20 behind and get jammed on when you're sitting there with a flush draw. Like those spots are the ones that you want to avoid. But like everything else, you can just double barrel like super high frequency, and it's gonna be okay. So if you don't know what to do, just bet small twice in 3-bet pots. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So Acevedo, is your book going to be published? Yeah, December this year, finally. Yeah, it took me a while this time, but yeah, this time is gonna be available for on December this year, so you can give that to yourself or your girlfriend for Christmas.
Yeah. Buy his book as a gift for your girlfriend, or your mother, and
she will love
you'll
it.
get it
Yeah.
back. You'll get it back by New Year, like when it's goes around the family.
Right. See some more questions. Says, yeah, because he attacks the bottom of the low range, you mostly racing. Okay, let's go. So this one, yeah, we're very deep again. Small, feels smallish. Is his bet size? Normally I will go like 7.5 here, but I guess it's not a big deal.
It's whatever. Yeah.
This is the worst flop, but I still bet.
Yeah. I like really small sizing.
Yeah, because it just makes our hand so much easier.
Thing.
Yeah,
it's the same thing, man. Like even on a board like this, where you think, well, we have aces, kings, sevens, probably even like this deep, you can 3-bet sevens at least some frequency. We have ace king, aces, kings. We have all the nuts. He's still supposed to raise like a bunch of hands here against this sizing, and it's never going to happen. Like nobody raises here unless they have the nuts, right? They have like pocket sevens themselves, or they have like, I don't know, queen jack, yeah, or something like that, yeah. So like you could just bet everything, man. Like you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Like a cash game player will probably puke by seeing you continuation betting the jacks here for this bet size, and because in cash games, especially when you're deep stack, you have to be very careful about your betting range. Because people are they're sickos, like they're gonna go after you and just be very aggressive and take every ounce of an inch that you give them, right? But in tournaments it's just so different, and you can just get away with betting small, and also it makes your hand so much easier to play in this street, in future streets.
Especially in position, especially in position, like you can just bet and whatever, you get to see the river for free at least. Well, not for free, but like they're gonna fold sometimes to the C bet. So
yeah, sometimes they fold, sometimes they call, and then we just check back turn and then we decide river, whatever. But it makes our hand so much easier to play than if we check back, then he suddenly takes his pocket deuces and blasts us on the turn and whatever. So yeah, and my friend Epsels, he tends to say, he usually says that when he can decide between an aggressive and a passive action, and the aggressive action, they both have similar EV, he always goes for the aggressive one because it's more difficult to play against aggression for your opponents, and then it's also easier for you to play your hand in the future as well. So I also I love that advice, and I take it to heart. So I bet he folded. It's nice. And again, this shows just how different tournaments are from cash games, and also how different practice is from theory, right? Because if you put the hand in the solver, it just plays completely different, these sort of situations. But it just shows that, especially in situations like this, when people are so far away from from theory, you can't just plug in the GTO solver, put a chart, and be like, okay, this is good, this is wrong, because you will actually get destroyed if you try to play exactly as the the GTO solutions. And that's what we're trying to teach you here. Just think on your own.
Yeah, so the bluffs on the ace king, I would say backdoor flushes are more used in the other guy's spot out of position. He doesn't really have that many offsuit hands anyway, so like even when we 3-bet small, I think he's supposed to fold like Jack 10, Queen 10 already, so offsuit. So like he only has like backdoor flushes with the hearts. So like 4-5 hearts is a good one, and then Jack 10 and probably Queen 10. Those are the ones you can check raise on those boards. And you can even use like 7-8 sometimes, bottom pair. Like this deep, like when you were 80 big blinds deep, you can use some bottom pairs,
Only bottom pair, and also some pairs when you have a diamond as well, like middle pairs with a diamond, so you block your opponents having like a suited connector that 3-bet you on the button, and then your hand can also improve, because let's say you check raise with pocket eights, with a diamond. There, you turn the 8, you're like, you turn the spade or the 8 of clubs, you're good to go, and just keep on barreling, so and then you also block your opponent having something like 8-9 of diamonds that will continue.
Exactly. And those things, like if you think about it, like nobody does this, right? Like I'm not saying I do it, like I don't do it either, like I'm not fucking check raising pocket eights on ace king 7, like I'm not doing it. So if I'm not doing it and I'm like crazy guy, nobody else is
nobody
doing it.
Nobody is doing it. Like you look at your stack and you're like, man, I have 200 big blinds. I just fall and move into the next hand. That's what most people do. Even myself, I tend to find a lot of these like more nitpicky stuff. But not even me. Not even close to be as balanced as the solver is in any of those situations. So going for the 8-7 of clubs here, very deep stack. He calls. Same thing, going for a small bet. He calls, and look at this turn, man. What do you think?
It's a 3-bet plot, right? Well, I don't think you're gonna get jammed on here, so you can bet. The sizing is very interesting here, because like I think we want to have two sizes here. One is like really big, so like at least small. 2/3, and one really like like 8 big blinds here or something. Because I think we still want to bet like kings, queens, jacks here as well. Maybe even like king 10 for value. So I think like 8-7 goes in the big sizing, but I'm not sure.
And this one is I think also it goes into the big sizing. But I think it went small. My plan was to bet small here and then close my eyes on the river and pot it or blast it, So
why not?
I went for the 8 big blinds bet.
It could be good. Like I don't know what the best mix is here. I just know like it's good to have two sizes here, because you have two kind of like value ranges here. So yeah, because I think also like if you have like ace 10 or ace 9, you also want to bet small. And then if you have ace king, ace queen, you want to bet big, and all that good stuff. Exactly. So yeah, you can. So yeah, here like these are the complex questions. Like, how would GTO decide where the bluffs go, in what sizing it goes, right? Like for humans, it's really hard. So you have to use like some common sense here. And for me, like I don't really care in this spot too much. So whatever you think the guy is gonna do, that's what I pick here. But yeah.
And this is quote from Matthew Janda. If you're not sure, if to bet or check, try betting small.
Exactly. I mean, I still think even though people are a lot better now, just betting small. If you don't know what to do, bet small, man. It's never bad. It's literally never
exactly,
bad.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what we talked, from the beginning,
Yeah.
especially,
It's never
second
bad.
barreling
Yeah.
is small. So yeah, Matijanda said that in his book, I think. So if you're not sure if betting or checking, just try betting small. It can't be that bad. If you're in the middle, in between, yes, it can't be that bad. So we bet small, it worked nicely, like that one. Wait for it to it again. Now, this small suited ace X work really well when you are deep stack from late position against late position. If you are against early position, you want to have better kickers because you want to block, some of the strong hands in the range. Not a 3, a deuce, or 4. Those hands are those cards are not great. So I'd much rather 3-bets here something like King 10 suited, for example, much better than the ace 3 here, for example, much better. Calls. I went for a small bet, but I think I'm not sure if you should go like half pot or keep going with small betting here. What do you think?
I like this deep. I like half pot a little bit more on board like this.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have. Well, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of easy folds with anything here. Like I don't think there's any easy folds. Like if you bet this, he has king queen, he probably just calls, right? So like, I think like I don't think this is a range bet board. Like you already want to put some pressure on some hands here. So
half pot, much better. Half pot and also because of what you just said, like he doesn't really have many easy folds, right? So when he doesn't have many easy folds, the way you capture more EV of the pot is by getting more value from the top of your range, and by getting more value from the top of your range is by betting bigger, and you can't bet range. So absolutely, I should be betting bigger here. At least half pot, this is definitely a mistake, and I get punished immediately for it, and just have to hold.
Good to see, man.
Yeah.
First mistake, you got punished.
Yeah, of course, they always do, man. Like it's crazy, It's like, man, you giving an inch and then you get punished immediately, man. Like, of course. Here again, small bet size, but it's whatever. He went for like 2.6x.
Yeah, doesn't matter too much. Like, I don't really care too much. Like especially this deep. Like whether you go like, okay, I would go bigger just because I think it's better because he's still not folding like any suited aces, any suited queens. So like,
should go to
I
8
just
big
go
blinds.
bigger.
Yeah, I should go to 8 big blinds here. This is too small. Oh yeah, I remember this
overcall by the big blind. That's always hilarious. And then
no,
small sizing.
I guess.
Yeah, this one I guess it's fine. It can't be bad, right?
Yeah, it can't be bad, right?
Yeah.
Big blind calls. He always. I think a big blind at this point definitely has a pair, right? Like or ace king. I mean,
yeah. Well, I mean, he could just be a random guy.
It could also be a random with what the fuck? Pocket force. Like sometimes they have it. Okay, so now here at this point, what I'm thinking is this guy is he's definitely a random, and also like I don't think he's folding any pair if I keep barreling here. So I started to just give up and realize my equity. Because I just don't fold. That's
the difference between me and you, baby. I tried to make him fold, man. I pot it here and I rip it on the river and I wave and say call with your eights, and sometimes they call. Yeah. Yeah.
I get it now. The problem, like if the turn was any high card, like a 10 or higher, probably a jack, I'll just go ballistic. With a turn jack, I'll just go ballistic. But with the 4 pairing, they just don't fall, man. I'm like, oh, okay, you got it with your pocket eights.
I know.
Yeah, and yeah, like,
sixes,
yeah.
But yeah, they don't fold. It's true.
They don't, man.
Yeah, especially yeah. In the beginning, they don't fold anything.
Then you end up playing a 400 chip spot with ace high, and you're like, man, how can he call with the 6s there? And it's just super sad.
Yeah.
All right.
Here.
Calls. Nice flop.
So this is definitely one I bet 2 big blinds.
Yeah. I went for the 20% pot bet, but yeah, 2 big blinds here is really nice.
Because I think like, well, I've seen a lot of Brazilians, they do this, like they just bet this all the time. So like they literally bet range here, which is fine, I think. and then they check a lot of like really strong hands. So including this one, they check, and they check jam the river or something, or they jam the river, and it works really well against like players like me because I'm an idiot and it takes me like a long time to pick up on that kind of stuff. Well, I mean, I pick it up easily, but I always forget and I still punt it off. But like they do it really well, you know. I think that's a good strategy, but I like the min bet, or you know, like the 2 big blind and then 3 big blind on the turn, and then just go all in on the river and pray that they
I like
call
to,
something.
I like to, for example, here with top set, I love to bet this size and then check back on a brick.
Yeah.
On a brick, yeah. Turn brick is like okay, check back, and then they just go for it, right? If the turn is something that you know can drastically change the texture of the board by the river, I'll bet again. This one is not so bad. I could also check back. I'm not sure. I bet again, but I could, yeah, this one I could go either way. But if it was like a brick, like let's say 7 of clubs, I'm checking back. Like you know, then he just goes for it. So
Oh.
yeah,
Oh.
easy play. Yeah, easy game. Yeah, first buying pro pawns are my favorite. Yeah. This one again, squeezing, calls, nice flop, bet, calls, and
So, do you have a jamming range here or no?
um, hmm, no, no. If I was out of position, yes, right. If I trade from the small blind, he calls from the cutoff, yes. But in position, I don't think so.
Small, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, small again, and but now he does this.
Call.
Yeah.
And
Now we go for value, right?
Yeah. Always. Yeah, it's fine. They always have it, but
yeah, that was hard, but yeah, we have to, right? I guess. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you put this in GTO, it's gonna be like probably ace jack value here. So
yeah, ace king we have to. It sucks, bro, but because you know you're like but yeah, you just have to. Yeah, I think it's a good 3-bet calls. Also, I in this situation, for example, I like to use smaller bet sizes when I'm 3-betting early position, and bigger bet sizes when I'm 3-betting late position. Because of the way the ranges are constructed, it works much better. Solvers would prefer that than using larger bet sizes against early position, because his range is much stronger and much more condensed. So it's yeah, we're just trying to get pretty much. It's sort of getting information about his range, right? So when he just calls here against this sizing, it's so much easier to play against that.
Yeah.
Okay, see it and take it. It's nice. It's queen. Bet size, yeah, looks good. Okay, go. Yeah, should go. I like half pot here. I like it. Yeah, it
like
works really well. Yeah, it's nice bet size there. Yeah. What do you think of this one?
Oh, he opens. Oh,
yeah, for the small blind.
I like. I have to say, blind versus blind, I'm really terrible, man. Like in these spots, I just call with ace-5.
Yeah, because people don't raise near as much as they should from the small blind. Not even close, right? Like, so yeah, I should be just calling. He called, and it's a terrible flop. In my opinion, he just nails his calling range, his raise calling range here. So he checks and I check back. And then the turn pairs, and I have a couple of nice suits. He checks again. So I couldn't help myself and I bet, but not sure. What do you think? Because I feel like I rep match now, you know, like.
Well, I mean, the good thing is you have the ace of spades, so at least you can bluff the river if it's a spade.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think like you just check and pray that you have ace high against king queen, man. Like that's that's what I always hope, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I bet that I was greedy and I got punished again. Because,
punished again. But don't worry, they always have it. It's not like they're exploiting you. They just have it. So
He probably had like
yeah.
Queen 8 suited or something.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, going for a
small.
3-bet.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
It's fine. And again, it's going for a tiny bet size here. He calls, and now now I'm just done. Or what do you think? Yeah.
Well, because
maybe the gang with the 10. One
so
more.
the problem I have in these spots is like, even though we went small in this spot, I still don't really think he has a lot of offsuit hands, and specifically when it's king high board, I don't think he has a lot of flushes. So what I do is I punt it off with any 2 cards, and it's really not good, but I like doing it.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
I just bet jam unless it's a diamond, because of course he has the ace, offsuit ace X a bunch here as well. But yeah, I punt it off, man. Like fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
It's one of my problems,
Yeah,
But
and
it works. It does work,
no, it
know.
does.
Like
It does. Like
yeah.
any pair.
The problem is
I
just do it. I just do it too much, I just do it too much. Like it's not necessary. I don't think it's bad. It's just like, well, they could just start calling me down with any 2 cards because
Like
I'm
this
bunting it
hand
off.
feels
Yeah.
so shitty because I'm doing that with ace jack, ace queen, queen jack, queen 9.
Yeah. You have a bunch. I mean,
so many fucking hands.
Plus, also like your bluff 3-betting range here. I mean, it does have a lot of king X, right? Like you use king 5, king 6, king 7 sometimes here, and like the problem with that is like you can't really go bet jam with those hands. So like when you go bet jam, you're repping like the nuts, and they just start calling down with a pair because when you rep super thin, like people are just like, fuck it, I'll just call, and it doesn't really work out that well. I still try though, but
Yeah, just
but I think give up is good. I think give up is good when because you can easily overdo it, man. Like just do it every time, like you said. Like you just go all the way all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's sometimes difficult, to keep yourself online, Okay.
Yeah.
Small bet.
That's why I have a nitty friend who just always tells me to stop bluffing. Stop.
Okay, yeah, we balance each other out. I think very well in this way.
No, you punted off like a bunch of times as well, man.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, not that nitty. Yeah.
No, you're not that nitty. No. Yeah, this is fine. I like it.
Yeah, he calls, and now we can just go for value.
Yeah.
Because he's like 12 bigs. He folds. Again, calls. Now we're deeper. Small bet, folds. Again, get 8s. How deep are we? Okay, yeah, this is a good stack size. This is terrible board. I checked. Yeah. Now he bets and just fold.
What do you think about going half pot? Just like one bullet here with the 8s,
Flop?
Yeah, just half pot it. Just pray.
Yeah, I guess it works because when we check back here, if he has
I think when we check back, we're fucked. Like
yeah, what was fucked exactly?
Like what hands? Like even like aces, we're not checking. There's no way we're not checking. Maybe the only hands we check are like ace queen of spades and king queen of spades. Those are like maybe the only ones.
Yeah,
and maybe some low spades. I don't know. It's very hard to say. So like
aces with the spade is good.
Yeah. But like, are we really doing that? So like, I feel like every time we check here and the turn is not an ace or a king, we just lose every single time because there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. But I do check aces here with a spade. Pocket queens we check when we have a spade too. That's a great one here. Check back in your pocket queens with a spade. So we do have strong hands. Well, I do. I do have strong hands here, right? So I guess I can, and then just because pre-flop, if he had 6s or 7s, many times he would shove pre.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, well, not everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like maybe not sixes, but sevens. I think probably just get in here a lot. Sixes. He's gonna have like sixes and fives. No, sixes and then maybe set of fives or ace five. So what are we trying to like to really get him to fold when we bet here with the eights? Like that we like not really like if he has jack 10 we just get check raise, king jack we probably get check raised, or whatever. So he's gonna have a bunch of like king queen, king jack, jack 10 suited, and yeah, so the few hands that are gonna like bluff us of our equity in the turn could be like sixes and then ace five maybe. So it's not like a bunch of hands, so we just check back and pretty much giving up this hand and then just trap him when we check back with nodded hands. No. It's weird spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Squeeze. The problem here is that it sucks when we get shoved down. Well, we're flipping a lot. So it's not as bad. He just calls again. Terrible flop. What's up? Like a pot-sized bet. What do you think here?
Yeah. Just pot it. No, half pot. Oh, you can jam. Yeah, you can jam.
You just shove.
If you want. Yeah.
Yeah, he bets small. He calls. Okay, now we go for it. Yeah, nice.
yeah. I mean, you have to like, and this stack depth, he's definitely super capped, pre. So, I mean, you can just he doesn't have tens, nines, so jacks, queens. I mean, sometimes aces, I guess, but we block it. So, yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah. He showed the king too.
Random. Okay,
go for the three bet. Yeah, and half pot. Yeah, it sucks, but I like it. I think with the eight of clubs is good. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. Very nice flop. Please have ace queen one time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they have ace queen, 100%.
Please. Yeah.
Ace queen. Ooh. Oh, bad river.
Yeah. Yeah. He was definitely calling with any queen here. Now he's just folding. Shit.
You didn't even jam, man. Come on, brother. Gotta be greedy, man. Always be greedy, man. Like you just gotta jam, man. Just jam.
They were calling, but yeah.
Hey, he's not calling this either, So like you think like he's gonna turn like tens and jacks into a bluff, man? Like, come on, brother. Like they don't.
They never do it. Yeah,
they never do that shit, man.
Yeah, but one can only hope. Pocket tens. You just check shoves on me, but yeah, no, they don't. Just go in. Yeah.
I mean, you could do it against me. It's gonna work against me, but not against normal guys, man.
Yeah, they never do it, man. They just lack the guts to do it. Yeah. Like it here with the ace five suited and small bet. Yeah, it works. Yep. It works every time. Just every time, man.
Yeah. Like these boards are also like very weird sometimes in GTO, because.
Oh yeah, like the races and the shit that the solver does here, like it's just nonsense. Yeah. So betting small. That's the topic of the day. You know what to do, but small. If you know what to do in the turn again, bet small again. I mean, it works pretty much every time. Man. Yeah. Oh man, we're very deep here. They both call.
Yeah, I mean they have all the sets, so. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you can't really
range, I guess, right?
Yeah, except jacks, right?
Except jacks, yes. Like except this one, yeah.
Jacks is like the only hand you feel like you want to bet here, man.
Yeah, it's the only one. But yeah, I did bet. That is the only one that you want to put some
one
chips
combo
here.
Is this one. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like king jack as well. Like works pretty well as a bet.
Yeah.
I mean, we're hoping for the 9. The case 9, no club. We have 3 outs, baby. Let's go. Yeah.
No, this is bad turn.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're done, man. Like you
Yeah.
can't win this hand.
Yeah, exactly. When I look at the turn, I'm like, okay, this spot is no longer mine.
Yeah.
I'm done. Just brace yourself. Do whatever
Yeah.
you want to do here. And he just goes ballistic there. Yes, yeah. You have it, man.
Yeah.
You can take it. Oh man, this is a big fuck up hand. This one I butchered it.
Half ball is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think half pot here is fine. He calls. What now?
I mean, now he has less sets, so.
And I think I should shove.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like, yeah, he doesn't really have a jamming range on this turn, right? Like on some turns, like when you bet, he's gonna jam some hands, but this one I don't think so.
Yeah, we need to shove because he calls jacks, tens, and nines. And
well,
and
we
then
don't have to shove, but like I would definitely bet like very, very big here.
Yeah, exactly. Just bend the large or showing. Either way is good. I bet too small. I fucked up this one. This is a huge mistake. This is a huge mistake. I should just bet very big or go in. So I fucked it up, and he calls. And of course, I get absolutely the worst river ever. And now I fuck up again because I shove, man. I don't know what I think. Because
what the fuck? Terrible, man. That's terrible.
I know, because I knew that I should have shoved the turn, and I was like, fuck it. I'm just whatever. I just fucked it up. I knew it. I should have gone all in a turn, and that's it. And then now this is the worst river. I should be checking and then just probably folding.
Yeah, you're turning your kings into bluff, man. Like that's not what you want to do, man.
No, this is terrible. Yeah, this is just terrible. Terrible. Yeah, of course you guys.
So I think like on the river you just bet like 10%, man, and fold to jam.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 15% or something like that.
Yeah. But I knew it, man. I as soon as I bet the turn, he calls. I'm like, man, this is bad. And then this river, I'm like, man, this is so bad. I should have just gone all in. And then I just brain farted. I'm like, man, I should have been all in. So I'm all in, I guess. It's a complete brain fart. Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, it's the only hand I think it's a clear mistake. Like this one is a mistake.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's like, well, we're humans, I guess, right? Not
exactly.
Bots.
I fuck up shit all the time, man. Don't worry about it, man. It's good to look at this shit, because like the thing is, that okay, the turn is bad as a small sizing. Whether you jam or you go big, I think is both fine, but yeah, small is not good. And the river,
jamming is great, man. Like we get called by jacks and tens and queens a lot here, so yeah, it's definitely great to jam. Betting small, like I don't know what I was thinking, and then the river is like brain fart, like okay, just whatever. Yeah. Okay, see another one here. Okay, so
yeah, man. Here we go.
Here we go.
Click
man.
it.
No, I just call, I guess.
Yeah, you're in position. It's fine, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he checks. Okay.
He checks.
Well, so I mean, he does have a check jamming range, but that's fine because we have ace-3, So
yeah, here I should be betting 5 big blinds or 4.
Yeah. Something really small and just like, let's go, baby.
I should be. I checked.
Yeah, I understand because like a lot of your value wants to check, so you feel like you have to check everything, but like just bet your shit, man. Like for the few percent of the time that he folds.
Because even if we have like ace jack, we don't want to be betting and getting shoved on here. It sucks. Even if we have like tens or nines, we don't. So it feels like we just want to be exactly just checking back. But yeah, betting small with a hand like this is what the hand is for. He checks again, so now we bet.
Yeah.
What do you think of the bet size here?
I think it's too big still. I think just bet like 15 big blinds here. It accomplishes the same thing, I think.
Yeah.
And I think from a range perspective, it's fine to bet a little bit bigger, but I think like exploitatively, just bet smaller. Like he's not gonna change his range that much compared to his size. So even like 10 big blinds is fine here because you can still just rip it on the river.
Yeah, exactly. 10 to 15 big blinds would have been much better. He calls, and we get the bingo card.
Bingo! Nice. It's the bingo. Yeah.
Let's go. He called it off with the
Tens.
tens.
Yeah. That makes sense.
A lot of sense. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So nice. Really happy about that one. But yeah, played it badly. Got lucky. So if let's go back here. If let's say, for example, we actually want to rep something against pocket tens, for example, this 5 big blinds bet here works much better because we put in 4 or 5 big blinds. He calls, turns the 5. Now we bet like half pot, calls, and then the river, let's say, is instead of the 4s, the 3 of spades. He checks with shove and he has to fold. Like he has to fold, right? So yeah, that's why it would have worked much better there. And yeah, so about that hand low is bad. I see a lot of like I don't know, like coaches or people who are like on doing stuff like this. They nitpick their hands to good look. They people egos are huge in poker. Anybody wants to look like they're the biggest genius ever, and they only show the best hands. I put everything, the hands pretty much that I select, a lot of them are because I want to get giraffe input on them, right? So I actually tend to pick more bad than good because I'm trying to bring something
boring,
that is
man.
valuable. Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking boring, man. Like, people just playing, yeah, it's so stupid, man. It doesn't make any sense,
Just showing hands where the solver agrees with you every single time. Where's the value in that,
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah. All right. Nice for the again small bet, and we just get shoved on and.
Yeah. So here I would bet 2 big blinds.
Yeah,
I know like tens is whatever. Like if you bet bigger, you might get him to fold like queen jack and queen a little bit more, but I don't think it matters that much. Just bet tiny and check back, and exactly. Hope he has sevens.
Pray, hope for the or hope for the club. Sometimes it works, but okay. Yeah. I think we can leave it like this for now. How many hands have we look at? Want to go for some more? What do you think?
Oh yeah, for me it's fine, man. For me it's fine. I think also next time we should do where we call, where we are the caller.
Oh yeah.
So a guy 3-bets us and we're the caller, because like I think it works well, like looking at it both ways, because I think
that's a great idea for our next webinar. Actually, yeah, I'll definitely
because we talk a lot about like how the other guy should play, right? So like it's good to look at those balls because I think those are like the toughest ones. Oh, yeah. Like when you defend against a 3-bet and you're facing like a small bet on the flop. Like the standard is fine. You fold a little bit and you call a little bit, and that's fine. But like, there's so much gangster shit you can do that like even GTO approved gangster shit. Not just like random punt face stuff. Like I think really, that's
brilliant, great idea. I love it. If you guys like it, please let us know. Also, don't forget to just join Poker Coaching. If you like this content, Giraffe streams privately also, some stuff for Poker Coaching. We have this 1 or 2 webinars a month, and there are a lot of many other great coaches in PokerCoaching.com, so don't forget to sign up. And also check out Giraffe stream on Twitch. It's so much fun, guys. You couldn't even fathom what you're missing out if you're not there yet. And also don't forget check both of us on Instagram, Twitter, and
let's just do a couple more hands, man. With all this fucking plugging shit, man.
Let's let's go. Love the double part of small bets. So good, yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's see some more hands. We actually I tag a bunch of them, so can you still keep going? A few more hands. Jacks.
Okay. 50. Well, 60. Yeah, 55.
Same thing.
Small. Yeah, fine.
And now, I actually feel like.
So you don't know what to do here, right? So we know what to do. We just bet small, man. Like you just bet small. No. You have to bet the river, man.
We have to vote exactly. We have to value bet. We have to value bet, man. Yeah.
You missed one, man.
Yeah.
He has ace-9. He's always calling, man.
Every single time. Every single time. Just exactly ace-9. So yeah. And actually now that the 8 pairs, we have to bet big. Yeah.
Like 20 I would just bet 8 big blinds here, man. I wouldn't go super greedy here.
No.
But yeah, 20 makes a lot of sense because it makes a lot of sense. I like it.
Yeah.
Just like balls on the table, and just call me.
Bet 20, and sometimes they will pick you up with pocket sevens here. Yeah, so 20 big blinds would have been the nice bet. So we make it 20 big blinds. He calls the 9. Sometimes he calls with, pocket 7s. And also, if we make it 20 bigs and we get raised on, But he has exactly his 9. You're the best.
I
of
know
course,
what they
of course,
have
of
every
course,
time,
of course,
man.
man, of course. Of course.
You think there's like a whole fucking combo? Oh, they have this fucking. They have 100 combos of this, 100 combos of no, ace 9 exactly every single time, baby. They call the flop, they check the turn, they're fucked, man. We block jacks and 10s like fuck it, ace 9 every time.
Ace 5 suited, it's a nice hand. It's the best of the ace low kicker hands that you want to be mixing in for 3-bets, see bet and take it. Jacks again, but now we get call by the big blind.
Yeah. Let's see if we punt it off this one. Yeah. Time to go. We even block ace jack, man. The only hand he has is ace queen. Just fucking blast it off, man. Let's go all the way. Don't be a pussy. Bet.
I'm a pussy because of the spade. Just because of the spade.
I know.
Yeah, but
I know.
But check it out. Check it out.
You go for it.
Of course I go for it. But he has it.
He has ace queen?
Yes, ace queen.
Oh yeah, of course. See, this is the thing, right?
Every time.
So, okay, on this run out, like if you bet the turn and this is the river, like you're fucked, right? But like, you can like fucking punt it off here because it's this deep, man. Like they're gonna fold ace queen, man, because you have ace king and they're just folding. Everybody puts you on ace king all the time, so.
Yeah, I was going to, but when the 3 of spades comes, I'm like, I just look at my suits and I'm not feeling it. But then when he checks back, the river is perfect. Unfortunately for us, he had the ace queen with the spade, but other than that, we just make him fold everything. I think here on the river, I like my bluff on the river once the turn gets checked. But yeah, see this one. Okay, let's see this one. So. Calls, putting a small bet. It's good. It's a great turn card. I was ready to go here all the distance, especially with the 9 blocking 9-10.
So
yeah.
Well, we're super deep here, right? So I really think we should definitely bet a lot here. So, but let's say we only have 50 behind. Do you check this hand or are you still bet? Say we have 50 big blinds behind.
Yeah, we can bet call it off. So
you can bet call it off?
Okay. Yeah, definitely. But he dunks.
I mean, we know what to do, baby. Just click it, man. Just fucking click it, man.
Yeah, I didn't.
Because the problem is, like, if you just call... Well, I think, like, if you raise big, it's also fine. But, like, calling is not great because on the river, if he checks... Like, let's say it's a deuce on the river, and he checks. Like, we have, like, such a bad hand to bluff, man. Like, okay, we block the nuts, but he's not repping the nuts, man. He's repping, like... I don't know, Jack 8 or something stupid,
exactly,
right? Like that, right? So
Jack 8, something like that.
And we can make him fold Jack 8, man, because we have like fucking 100 big ones behind.
And we have queens, we have jacks in our range, we have queen jack as well, So and this is a great combo because we block 9-10 that might be leading, inducing, whatever sometimes randomly here. So great hand, and I didn't go for it, man. I'm pissed. And then this is
I mean, I don't want to rip it in his face, but yes, Jack 8, man. Just rip it in his face.
Yeah, I should.
100 and fucking you blocking 10, man. Let's go.
I did a pretty cool one yesterday with ace-8 against a Brazilian guy. Again, we're playing like infinite stacks, and it was something very similar to this. And yeah, I ripped it for like 200 bigs. I'll find the hand for next time, and man, that was pretty cool. But this one,
it's okay.
It's king. It's a nice flop.
Okay, 3-way, small, Okay, let's do one more.
It's queen. See some more. Okay, so 3-bet calls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I just fold. I mean, well, the thing is, like, he never has ace king, but at the same time, he never, like, he has no bluffs, right? I mean, what does he have?
Here's where the GTO Bert still likes, you know, calling with
Yeah.
with pocket jacks here, because second pair is very strong hand in a 3-bet pot. But
Especially
I guess,
when you check the turn, right? Like you check
yeah.
the turn here. I mean, you're so far up your range with jacks. I think you should still fold every single hand here when
Yeah,
he
exactly.
jams. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I folded, but
Yeah.
this is one where the GTO solver will call. You know, but people don't show up with any of the you know bluffs the solver will show up here. So just folding is fine, I guess. And see, we have some more. Okay, okay, check back, call. Okay, yeah, well, now we raise for value.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah. So what do you think of this one? Flop check back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like half pot with range here, but I think it's fine to check back. Especially, you know, like you're not supposed to have bet, you know, with range, right? So like if you want to check some hands, it's probably ace king here. You know, some pocket eights, some pocket tens, some I don't know, ace nine, probably something like that. So you want to check those back, and then some jacks, maybe. I don't know. I still bet him, but
Yeah,
something like that.
Jacks I'm
Yeah.
checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, against that
And
bet we just always call, and we get to bluff and space and a bunch of shit. And when he makes this small bet, 10% bet here, we have a clear value raise in my opinion.
yeah. Nice sizing too. I like
Yeah.
it.
Get called with the queen jack. So nice. Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. I'm not sure if we are gonna be doing this very frequently here on YouTube, openly, like, you know, for free.
Probably not. Probably
but,
not.
But just ask around.
Gotta pay,
you know,
man. Gotta
just
pay,
ask
man.
around on on poker coaching. But you know, check pokercoaching.com and you know see what we're gonna have for you guys. Bunch of stuff. Hopefully you liked it. We do a bunch of like stuff like this, you know, that are reviewing specific spots, and also hand histories for me, for Giraffe, stuff that we played, we got deep, we chipped, and we do that exclusively here for PokerCoaching.com. So just check it out. And well, thanks for joining us today. So see you later. Cheers.
Bye bye.